this. All right, good morning, everybody. My UUCA family. I am so humbled and a little bit nervous, but also very honored to stand before you this Sunday morning. This music Sunday morning, I might add. So for those of you who may not know me yet, as well as you would like, I am Nick Johnson, and I was born and raised down in Jacksonville, Florida. And I grew up right on the, okay. Are you from there? I was born right on the Florida-Georgia line, and most people know the area by the name of Amelia Island. Although we don't call it that, we just call it Fernandina, or like the island. So today, I also serve as the chorus teacher at McClure Middle School in Cobb County, and I also have the joy of serving as the interim music director and coordinator here at UUCA. So, as some of you may also know, I sing with the Atlanta Gay Men's Chorus, as Mr. Bishop mentioned earlier, and we also sing in an a cappella group called Panache. But if I'm being completely honest with you guys, there was a time in my life where I actually thought I would not ever end up here at UUCA, here working happily in music ministry, or here teaching music to my students every single day, which brings me so much joy, or here standing before you to use music to bridge gaps and connect people and heal wounds. Growing up, music was always around me. I sang in church choir. I also sang with cousins, and my cousin over there, she taught me everything I know. Didn't she sing so well today? Yes. Music has always felt so natural to me, like a safe space, a familiar place, somewhere that I would always reference as home. But I did not always think originally my ministry or music ministry or anything dealing with music would become my career. In fact, I thought that I was going to become a nurse. I was really set on this. Back in high school, I was actually taking nursing classes, and I was on track to graduate as a CNA. I had my whole plan mapped out, but somewhere along the way, I realized, okay, I told the first service, so I'll tell you the truth. The nursing teacher was really mean, and so I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I don't want to be like you. I'm going to do chorus. It was so much fun, and I never left. So that's how that really went. So I got stuck in that little crossword, and I ended up choosing the Fine Arts Academy at my high school. I started to audition for choir. I auditioned for different musicals and different small groups that the school had. And for the first time in my life, I really do feel like that is when I first started feeling like I was not a fish out of water, and like I was in a place that I actually belonged. And my brain understood that as that was just the beginning for me. After high school, I went on to attend Piedmont College, which is now known as Piedmont University. And I first studied music education. So for undergrad, I did music, vocal performance and musical theater. I double majored. And then I decided to get my master's degree because why not? I had the time. And then I went back one more time and did my specialist degree because I love music education so much. And I'm currently working very hard to complete my doctorate degree in music education. Yeah. One last hoorah. And so fingers and toes crossed, if we all send some hope and positive energy my way, maybe I'll graduate or finish this year. But through every stage of my life, the thing that has remained constant is my love, my connection, and my devotion to music. And music's ability to save my life over and over and over again. And I always say, every time I found myself in any type of darkness, or anytime I felt lost or confused, like I didn't know which way to go, which way to turn, it was always music or a song that just gave me the knowledge I needed to keep going, or it just lifted my spirit so high that I was no longer in that place that I was stuck in. And I believe, just as music theory Bennett Reimer does, that music has the power to truly shift something inside of us. Music can change our mood. Music can change emotional distress. It can remind us that we are alive. And I believe every single person truly has the right to music. I believe in music's power to transcend all boundaries. And I believe that music is truly universal. It's the one thing that connects us in ways that other things just simply cannot. You and me don't even have to speak the same language to sing a song together. And to me, that is just absolutely beautiful. But for me, music has always been the thing that brings me back to myself. And one of the most beautiful parts about it is I truly believe that it lives inside of me. And when something is inside of you, it's a gift that nobody can take from you. So I have such comfort in knowing that I will always have music and music will always have me, and it's just a mutual relationship. And because music has given me so much life, I do believe that it is now my purpose on this earth to pour life into others through music. I believe music gives us opportunities to teach unity. I believe music gives us an opportunity to teach kindness and to teach compassion and connection. Through music, I told you guys I teach middle school. I have 300 kids I see every day. It's crazy, I know. It's a lot of them animals. I call them all animals and they know it, they love it. So that's what it's gonna be. If you're offended, oh well. All right. So through music, I have watched athletes and theater kids become the best of friends. This is middle school, that's a big deal. I have watched students from completely different backgrounds become and act as family. I have watched some of my students who have maybe felt invisible or lacked confidence discover self-confidence and find a feeling of belonging, all because they joined a music ensemble. One of my favorites is I've seen somebody who's 21 become best friends with somebody who's 61 because they sing in the same community group together in the same section. It's my favorite kind of friendship. And I believe that my purpose is to just encourage people. I believe my purpose is to see the tiniest seed in the person to my left or right and help it grow into something beautiful. I believe that my purpose is to remind people of their worth, but all through music. So I want to be honest with you this morning. There was a little time in my life where I kind of sort of almost gave up on the thought of singing or music ministry altogether. And I do mean, yes, it happened. I do mean singing and teaching and anything connected to music, all because of a really discouraging, unfortunate event. And even though I loved music and I loved worship, there was always a part of me that wondered if there would truly ever be room for someone like me. Because people such as myself and with my orientation, they're not always welcomed into every space or seen as worthy or as equal to others. And growing up in that reality with that knowledge came a lot of fear and a lot of shame, not to disappoint the people that you love and all of those good things. By the way, I was wrong. I did not disappoint anybody. I want to make sure I say that. They all love me just the way I am. So yeah. Give it up for the great family. But after college, one of my close friends helped me get connected to this church singing position. And at first, I was really excited about the position. And I thought maybe this could finally become this little music ministry singing type deal that I had always dreamed about. But I attended Atlanta Pride. And I posted photos with some friends. And someone from the church at this time saw the photos and reported them to leadership. They were photos of me at a parade. They were not crazy. And yes, I was dressed properly and really well. I was cute, but I was dressed properly. Because we know what pride is in Atlanta. And if you don't know, I didn't tell you about it. Okay, all right. So anyway, soon after, a church meeting was called, and I was sitting at a table with a group of leaders. And I was told two really sad things. One was okay, the other was really sad. I was told if I'm attending this Pride Festival to support a friend, that's okay. I was also told, which is even worse, if you are there to protest, to spread the gospel, that is okay. And I was like, oh my God, this is getting worse and worse and worse. But I was told if I was there for myself, then there would be consequences. Yeah, boo. And I remember sitting there while they explained to me that if I wanted to remain on staff, that I would need to attend extra Bible studies, consider some kind of conversion therapy. And I remember thinking to myself, no. That's exactly what I thought. Yeah. Yes. I thought to myself, no, I do not believe in a God who hates people for who they are. So I knew that that relationship wasn't going to work out. I also said I do not believe in a God who creates people only to reject them. And I don't believe that who I choose to love or spend my time with deserves punishment of any sort. And while I stood up for myself in that very moment, I will be honest, it did hurt a whole bunch. And it broke my spirit for years. I remember that time and I just felt really rejected, and I feel like it hurt to be seen as less than, especially being just one of the few members of color at this congregation. And it hurt to feel like maybe I was not worthy enough to stand before the people and sing. I was told very directly, you are allowed to be in the building, but you cannot sing before the people. And because of that final statement, that was like the one thing that kind of sort of made me let my dream go. Because in that moment, I believed it, but for a very short time. Then came my mother, one of my favorite people, and she said something that changed my perspective about how I thought about myself. And she said to me, she said, wherever you go, son, you are the blessing. And that is something I will never forget. She told me that if a place could not recognize my worth, then maybe it was simply not the place that I was supposed to be at. Yeah, she's a good one. She also reminded me that another door could open, not just any old door, but a better one. And eventually, another door did open, you know? Someone mentioned to me, a little birdie, a really tall birdie, mentioned that there might be a position opening here at UUCA. And honestly, my first thought was, they're not gonna let me work there. I'm black, I'm gay, there is no way. I was still stuck in the old mindset. However, I did research very quickly. I did. I started researching Unitarian Universalism. You know, I wanted to learn more about it and what it was. And I thought, wait a minute. I believe in this. This is good. I believe in love. I believe in dignity. I believe in inclusion. I believe in honoring people's humanity. I believe in music for all. I believe that everyone has a right to worship and to do so in a way that feeds their spirit, or to not do it at all. I believe in standing up for people's rights. And for the very first time, I thought, maybe I have found my people. Yeah. Yeah. So, maybe I found the place where I no longer have to separate who I am from what I love to do. And that realization changed something in me, because suddenly I began to see my life a little differently. I began to think maybe I was never abandoned by my faith. Maybe I was just redirected. And my mom always tells me, delayed does not mean denied. So just because it's taken a little longer doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. And maybe what felt like rejection was actually life guiding me toward where I truly belonged and needed to be. And honestly, I think that is something that many of us need to hear sometimes, and simply be reminded. Sometimes the closed door is not the end of your story, just like it wasn't for me. Sometimes the setback is not a punishment, but a preparation for something greater. Sometimes the thing that breaks your heart is also the thing that redirects your paths. And one no from the right person can lead you to the life you were actually meant to live. So today, I just want to simply encourage you as I remind my own self. Thank you for that, encourage yourself. We realized at the last service it just went together so well. Do not allow other people's fear and prejudice or small-mindedness stop you from becoming who you're truly meant to be. Don't let anyone's rejection convince you that you are unworthy. Do not let difficult seasons make you quit on yourself. And do not let anyone convince you that your existence is any kind of a mistake. We say here a lot, you are worthy, you belong, and I'll add, your voice matters. And this is one of the things I love most about this congregation. UCA is a very rare place. Some of you may have grown up here, but a lot of us did not, so we did not always know about this. We did not know there was a group of people somewhere in the world that loved people for who they are, period. And nothing else to it. We didn't always know that. And so I believe that this is a place that allows people to arrive fully as themselves. This is a place that allows people to grow, heal, and breathe. And I believe that we together have a responsibility to keep making that message louder. We have to let people know that they are welcome here, not just in theory, but truly. And I would like to say to the person that might be still searching for belonging or questioning your worth anywhere in life, or might be a member or an ally of the LGBTQIA plus community, it's gotten longer and longer. It's harder to get out than UUCA. So, and I can say that because I'm gay. So you are welcome here. And as I close today, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to serve as your interim music director and coordinator during the time of transition. And thank you for allowing me to dream here. And thank you for once again saving my life through music and teaching me multiple new favorite songs. If you haven't noticed today, or if you missed it at the start of the service, the music theme today was all of Nick's favorite songs that you guys taught him